Welcome back to the channel. Today is another one of my starter farm rebuilds, this time on the Frankenmuth farming map located in Michigan. Let's get this build started. I'm Matt Don't Play. What a beautiful day for a starter farm rebuild on Frankenmuth. I purchased the land and did a bit of cleanup off video, so let's begin, shall we? So with any build, I gotta get rid of some of the starter farm buildings. They're great and all, but not really what I'm looking for. I would like a little space around here and not set up quite how I wanted it to be. So I'm cleaning those up, getting back to more of open space to build on. I'm keeping this one right now. I like where it's at. I like the lane beside it. I think it looks natural, so I decided to keep this one. I want to remove all the grass around the building. It just looks better to me. I'm not a fan of the grass around buildings like this. Tell me what you think about it. Do you like the grass around the buildings like this, or do you like it clean and gravel or concrete around it? Now for my house, decided to go with the barn dominium, house, whichever one you want to call it. Unfortunately, that power pole was in the way, so I had to kind of move my house around to make it disappear. Before you all start leaving me comments telling me that it's there, I know, I'm just doing my best to work around. Now back to widening the driveway, so that way I can get the bigger equipment in here. Adding grass back to the yard. Have a nice big yard for the family to play on. Okay, now it's time to add some buildings back. I'm going to start with the silo system. I went with a multi-fruit just because I know it's unrealistic, but I like it. I like to be able to just throw everything in there and store it. So, getting it lined up. And I think I'm going to put it right here. Gives me a good alley on the side. Good place for my trucks to turn around in the back. I'm going to add another shop. This one's not my favorite, but it fits this space pretty good. So there you go. You can't have too many shops in my opinion. I like trying to keep as much stuff inside as possible. So now I'm just going to clean up the rest of the farm. Make sure I got gravel everywhere. Make it all look uniform. I just like how that looks. Now it's time to add a storage yard. I went with this Meridian one. I wish I'd have went with some individual ones. So beware if you're playing in the game. Next is this 3-stall garage. I really like this one. I put it on everything, so I know you guys have seen it before, so I really like it. So across the street from the house, I decided to put a cattle pasture in and this bale storage building. I haven't got to use it yet, so I'm looking forward to giving it a try. And then also adding a large fermenting silo. But as you can see where I placed it, I actually covered the input for the bale storage building. So during my gameplay, I actually couldn't use the building. And I had to move everything around to get everything to work in game. So I changed my mind on the cattle pasture. I'm going to keep it in the same spot, but I'm going to use one with a pre-made fence. I just like it better. I don't want to have to worry about keeping my lines square on my fencing. The one problem with this open pasture is it only holds 60 cows. The other open pasture holds, I believe, 500 cows. But it's way harder to place because there are no boundaries and it's hard to tell where the pen starts and where it stops. And you run the risk of destroying crops. Also, your cows tend to walk out of the fence when you don't know where the fence line actually is. So I placed this manure pit in because you all gave me crap about not having one in a past build. But after a couple plays of this map, I realized that this open pen does not collect manure. So it was just a waste of space. So you don't need it in your farm build when you use this open pen. So I did this once before in another build, but I noticed these paths in my own cattle pastures at home, and I thought it would be a really cool thing to add to these builds from now on. So let me know if you like them. So definitely want to make my farmyards bigger. I know I like to use a lot of big equipment, so I want to make sure I have plenty of room to turn around, not get stuck. So with these driveways and approaches, I didn't like how the grass grew up the side. It just didn't look natural to me. So I went back with gravel. I wanted to make it look like it was poured gravel over these culverts, and I really like how it looked. And then same with this. I just didn't like how the gravel went down the side. I wanted that grass to be there, so I went and put it back after taking it out earlier. Now to do some landscaping around the pits, just softening these just a little bit, just so that there's no harsh terrain and my trucks don't get jostled around while driving through the yard. So for some character, I decided to add a fence. I just like how these look. It just gives a lot of character. I like them so much, I've even thought about doing some fencing around my own house, but it just seems like a lot of work. It's easier to do in a farm build, so it may just stick to this world for now. Gotta have a pathway to the mailbox, to collect all that junk mail that everyone gets, but I just thought it was a neat idea. Doing a little bit of finessing here just to get it looking right in my mind. So, a little tweaking here. Now I'm adding another walkway to the farmyard. Not 100% in love with this look, but in my mind there just has to be some sort of walkway back to this area. So I decided to go with concrete instead of gravel. I wish there was some way to match the pathway that is around the house, but there isn't, so I just went with this look. So I put a greenhouse back here. I wish I could find a fence that matched, so it'd make it all look like one, but couldn't find anything, so I just cut the fence out and then just used that as part of the fence, and then went back with the original wooden picket fence. So I really like the look. Gives me something to do in the winter, because it does have a greenhouse that covers it in the winter, so I can grow stuff year round. Gives me something to do then. Also, after playing this, I probably would have moved the gate down just a little farther. Kind of gets in the way with some of the actions of the greenhouse, but overall I like it. Like I said, I think it gives me something to do and adds character to this farm, so pretty cool. So I'm going through the fences here to see if I can find one that matches the greenhouse to make it all a little more cohesive, but the one I found that was closest I just didn't like, and it's too ratty. Not the look I'm going for on this farm build. Now to add some grass, I do like mowing the lawn. Gives me something to do in the summer. So I always try to add a lawn to my farms. I can't wait for 82 Studios Mow It mod to come out. Looks like a pretty cool zero-turn mower. Much better than what's in the game currently, but I still use it for now. Thought about adding some bees to the farm, but I decided against it. I just didn't like where I had a chance to place it. So back to some landscaping now. Adding some trees. Again, trying to make this look like an older farm, so I was using bigger trees. Look like something that's been there for a while and they've established, so that's why you see me using bigger trees. Also adding some to the cow pasture, give them some shade since they don't have a cow barn to go into. So want to give them plenty of shade. And again, something that looks like it's been there for a while. Few more trees here. Like I said, I've played this for almost a year in game, and so far none of the trees or anything I've added has messed up gameplay yet, which is good. That was definitely a concern of mine, but I think my placement has been pretty good with all this stuff, so. Now for a quick walk around the farm. I like to do this from ground level to kind of give you an idea of the spacing and show you equipment paths and just kind of what it looks like as you be playing it. Here's a quick flyover. Just kind of gives you an overall look of the farm, so you can kind of put it all together. Also gives you an idea where it is on the map and what else is around you. You can see the elevators there in the background and a couple other farms way back in the back. So this is kind of centrally located, which I like. Lots of big fields around you that you could buy to use. So really like this farm. Okay, one final walkthrough. This time I'm going to go through the buildings as I finish up this video. Just kind of give you a layout of how all the buildings and silos work together. Plenty of room between each. And hopefully this gives you some ideas. I know you've seen these buildings before and have probably used them in your own farm builds, but just hopefully giving you an idea of how they can all work together and used in different ways. Like I think I said before, I think this really is one of my favorite farm builds, especially after playing it for a couple weeks. It just all fits together. And when I'm playing it and driving around the yard, it all makes sense to me. It feels like something you'd see in real life. And that's what I like to do. I hope you all enjoy this video. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button. And please comment, share with your friends. And I hope to see you all next time. Again, I'm Matt Don't Play.